Hey everyone, in the last sneak peek, we created a FK and reverse FK setup, which was controlled by a slider control to adjust the uh, what will control the IKs, like the FK or the reverse. So today we'll try to make that setup on a rope geometry. So let's see what's behind that. So in this file, I'm created a cylinder geo, named it as rope geometry. So I'll be creating 25 joints. Those will be the main FK and skin joint as well. So you can create as many joints as you want for your rig. I'll be creating 25 joints. In this rig, I'll be using some scripts to create controls and create joints and renaming. For control creation and all, I'll skip those manual things. Uh, so just renaming the joints right now. These are the IK joints. These joints will be parent constraint from IK controllers, like the individual floating controls. So for creating control, I'll just use a script here. Right now, let's group the joints in one hierarchy. And yeah, uh, using RG controller script to create the controls. This will give me a controls and parent constraint the joints as well. And it will also create offset groups and all for controls. So each joint is parent constraint from the individual controls. Rename the controllers and everything. Set driven groups and create a set driven group on the over the controls. So you can manually create that. It's not a big task. Just keeping the hierarchy proper. So now we have our IK controls. We'll now create a set of FK controls and a set of reverse FK controls. So I'll be using multi-controller, as RG doesn't create an FK setup if the joints or controllers or basically the selected objects are not in FK hierarchy. So just renaming everything. Renaming is important because it will keep your outliner and rig clean, and basically if you will run the scripts for connections and everything, renaming helps a lot. You're resizing everything according to the, like, for the rig and every basic stuff. Nothing complicated right now. So right now we have a FK setup, forward kinematic setup, which is starting from FK1 to the end. You can see that. So now I just created a reverse FK setup. So it is going in the reverse direction as our FK controller setup goes from the first IK first control to the last IK 25 control, but the reverse FK setup goes from 25 to 1. It's the reverse direction, hence the meaning reverse FK. We'll do the same thing here, just rename the groups and add set driven groups and everything. Nothing fancy till now. So you can see the just checking if the hierarchy is proper and everything from 1 to 25. So now basically what we'll do is constrain the IK controls. We'll add a parent constraint over the IK control offset groups from both the controls, like the FK control and the reverse FK control, which is like their respective FK and reverse FK control. We'll add a parent constraint over the group. So to create a slider, I'm creating a control. This control will be having the attribute to adjust the FK and reverse FK values. Not the values, just the position of the FK and reverse FK, which will be switched on and which will be switched off. Basically that. You can name it as you want. I'll name it as FK slider, FK reverse FK slider. So this control will move like this, and this control will state the position of FKs and reverse FK, like wherever the position of the controller will be. So behind that will be working as a reverse FK, and in the forward direction it will be a normal FK. It's up to you which you wanna keep. I'll give a 0 to 10 slider, which will control from 0. If it's all 0, the full only forward FK will be working. If it's moving from that going towards the 10, so slowly reverse FK will start to work. If it's full 10, only reverse FK will be working. So right now below that I'm finding out the value. So right now we have 25 controls and the value of the slider value is 0 to 10. So I'll just divide the 10 with 25 to get the values from which each control will switch on and off. So so right now we get a value of 0.4. So after every 0.4 value, adding the 0.4 value in the slider value, our one FK control will switch off. So 0 only main control will be like FK control will be like till it gets 0.4. Our first FK control will switch off and the reverse FK of first control of reverse FK will switch on. Slide the same as it goes to another 0.4, that is 0.8. The second FK control will switch off and second reverse FK control will switch on, and so on and so forth. So to do all this, like constraining the IK controls, set driving these constraints from the slider value, I've written a personal script for this. So what does this script do? Is this script just basically adds the current constraint on the IK controllers with FKs and reverse FK and set drive them with the slider value. So, till delta value is increasing, our reverse FK is coming, is visibility is getting switched on, and so right now slider controller is not moving. So for this, in the snake rig, I have driven it over a surface using a follicle UV values. In this current setup of the rope, I am just set driving the offset group of the slider control, the translate X values of that, keeping the graphs SDK graph linear, SDK graph curve. I'll keep it linear, and yeah, it will just so to get exact position, just resizing and all. It's all up to you how you want to keep it. What is the design you want to keep up for the controls? Anything. It's all up to you. But to get exact position of the control, I'll just kept it this way. See. So wherever the control is, forward F case goes. I'm just creating a wire curve from the joints to. I'll just apply a wire on the rope because the skinning won't give a proper output right now. To just get a proper output, I'm applying a wire. You can also do skinning if you have that much time and all. I've just skinned the wire from these IK joints, which were my skin joints as well as I told earlier, and I'll just apply a wire deformer over the mesh. So in my snake rig, what I have done is I have added joints for each loop of the snake, and those joints are driven on a nerve surface, and that nerve surface is skinned from these joints, like IK joints. So this was all in the setup. I hope you liked the tutorial, and I'll try posting other tutorials for the rig, which like the variable FK and other things which I applied in the snake rig. Stay tuned for that.